Welcome to Fit to Be Real.
And a little extra.
We have a very special guest today, and her name is Claire.
Hi.
All right, now. Do your best. Hey, guys. It's...
Hey, guys. Is that?
Yeah, that's it, but you have to say your name afterwards.
Hey, guys. Claire Baker.
Yes! Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been practicing. I've been saying my name a lot in my life.
And I'm Victoria.
Hey, guys. I'm Carly.
And we know Claire from, we know Claire from CFIT,
Yes.
but we also know Claire from the dance studio.
Right. Claire's son used to take dance at our mom's dance studio. But actually, it wasn't until you came to CFIT that you said,
Hey, we have another connection.
yeah, we have a connection. My son used to dance there, and now, he's in school. He graduated high school, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. We love your son.
And you had been there for a little bit before we put that connection together. Or did you already know?
I already knew.
You already knew.
I knew about Carmela. I didn't realize how much her mom was involved in CFIT until I started going to class,
Well, like, define involved. Like, she's the entertainment.
She's there a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I think, well, CFIT, what does that C mean? Is that, and then I thought, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what role your mom actually has in CFIT other than being there a lot.
It's Carly Fit.
It is not Carly Fit. God darn it. It is not. It's community. It's cardio. We're not going through this again.
It's Claire.
It's Claire.
It's about me. It's all about me.
It's
and
Claire
appreciate it.
Fit.
Wait, I think I met my match. I think I met my match in Claire.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
You can just push Pepper down.
Pepper is super friendly. So, we wanted you to talk for a reason, right? So, Claire, besides the fact that we love you,
Yeah.
Claire is, before we get into all of her hats that she wears, she's like the smile in the back of the room. Mm-hmm. And no matter what, she laughs at Carly. It's really annoying.
No. And she's my only fan. Not only fans, she's my only fan. Very different.
If Carly makes a joke, I feel like I can now feel you look back and be like, Claire, help me. Tell everyone it's okay to laugh, Claire.
She's got the best energy, and she will clap for everything. And you just know that if Claire's in class, you're like, okay, I got one that's going to bring in the energy and going to make everybody else feel good.
No pressure.
No pressure, though.
That's the challenge with the classes that require us to hold weights in our hands because we
You can't
clank them together or something. I guess we could stomp our feet or something, but it's really hard to demonstrate appreciation without throwing your weights down and then clapping. Then it's kind
Don't
of weird,
appreciate her.
So I'm not going to do that. So.
No. Yeah.
But I laugh at your jokes too, Victoria.
We like those.
They're not as funny. But when
When it's funny, I laugh. I'm
Yeah.
an equal opportunity joke appreciator.
Well, the reason I bring that up about like your fantastic energy is because when the very few times you've ever not been as energetic as you are, we're like, oh my God, what's the matter, Claire? Like, and it's very, very rare, but on the certain couple days, your energy is so amazing that when it's not there, we're like, something's wrong with Claire.
Yeah.
Let's go see what's wrong with you. And that's when I learned, because after saying one time, like, are you okay? That, I learned about she's a life coach.
She just didn't like your jokes.
No, I had a migraine that day.
No, you did have a migraine
I had
that
a
day.
migraine.
But in talking about that, I learned you were a life coach, like all of the different things that you did. I had no idea.
Well, we knew about the Weight Watchers coach.
Right, because it's right across the hall. So we'd run into each other. I'm referred to myself as the mayor of Stony Brook Plaza because I'm like, here I am. I got keys. I can help. You locked out of the elevator. I know the code.
This is so good to remember that Claire has keys to the building.
It's true.
I totally forgot about that.
Like that one time when you got locked in the stairwell. I could have helped you.
Oh my gosh.
Claire,
savior of the day.
I just put that together. Okay.
So yeah, CFIT is across the hall from Weight Watchers. So you knew like CFIT before CFIT was a thing because you've been there for how long?
And there are people who go to Weight Watchers who are very familiar with CFIT. So I was CFIT aware, CFIT curious since well before the pandemic.
Oh my God, I love this.
And I thought, I could never do that. I was like, I'm kind of in the bunch of people who like, I don't dance. I don't know. I'm not any good at that. I'll look stupid. And I had to do a lot of like I do a lot of self-coaching as well as coaching others to get to a place where I could just show up and nobody cares what I'm wearing, and I'll catch on, and nobody, I joke, it's not even a joke. I spend a lot of time counting to 4 in that class. I don't know if you see my lips move, counting to 4 and 8 so I can try to stay on the beat and get the moves right. And, now that I've been doing it for more than a year, I am much better at anticipating what's coming next. There's still some moves I just can't do very well. So I have my fallback. I came up early with my fallback of if it's, I might break into jumping jacks if I can't quite get it, or I'll run in place or something, or I'll just, sometimes you'll say, darn it, I can't believe I missed that again.
But do you see now when we say it's the same moves, but sometimes just in different orders or in like a little bit of a different style, but we generally, God, thank God she's here.
I do see it, and like, okay, I'm doing this with my legs this time, but my arms are doing something different than, like, sometimes it's a step here, throw in the air, and sometimes it's a step here, punch in the air.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And it's a throw a dice, and some, you've got to
roll the dice. That's right, Claire.
We love a throw a dice.
And the step behinds, and that's an optional. Sometimes those step in front, step behind. Yeah, that's optional. I'm just gonna not trip myself.
Oh my God, you're the
Things
best.
that require me to twist a lot. I'm like, okay, balance. Let me stay upright.
But that's a really good point, though.
Yeah.
That you were a little nervous to come in and say, I don't dance. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And one, you realize it's more than just dance that we do. We do some weights, but also that you don't have to be a dancer.
Well, like what you just said. You just said edit. I make some edits.
Yeah.
I don't modify. I make edits.
Yeah.
That's
and
such a great way to do it.
You have not fired me yet. You have not thrown me out of class. I'm
Never.
sorry. You suck. Get out. Nobody has ever said that to me. And I've learned that in a lot of different ways in my life. Like I joined a lesbian running club 2 years ago, because I'm continually trying to challenge myself to find community and find ways to exercise in community, because it's really good for my mental health. So I found Les Run. And I'm one of the oldest, and I was like, I'm going to dress wrong, and I'm going to be slow. And I got there, and they don't care. They really don't care. And I can be slow, and they still let me drink coffee with them afterward and chat. And so we have this running component and then this social component.
Yeah.
So, and then
That's
showing
awesome.
up for CFIT is pretty similar. It's like going to Cheers. Hey, Claire! It's like Norm. You walk in, and people greet you warmly, you two, but also the other people in the class, the other regulars. And, it just feels very comfortable. And you guys create a very comfortable place, what is fit for everybody or something like that. So, and, walking in as a 60-plus lesbian who presents that way. I got short hair. I look, I'm kind of stereotypical in my appearance. And sometimes that can be intimidating going out in the world. In a world where I don't see myself in Springfield, PA, or in this area a whole lot, and I just have to trust that people are fine. And when businesses like yours and people like you make it very welcoming and very explicitly welcoming, it makes people in my community want to keep coming back and support you. And it also just makes it a lot more comfortable. And
so what tipped it off? My rainbow flag bra that I wore was that a clue?
I think I tried to see fit. So I was between jobs. So
I remember that.
I'm a career nonprofit person, and I had quit one job, and I was attempting to freelance, and then I discovered how incredibly expensive health insurance is for 4.
Oh my God,
Claire. What is health insurance?
I knew it, but then this is 100% on me. I think I should find a job that has health insurance. So, but between the time I got a job, but I didn't have to start for another month. I thought, I'm going to go all in on CFIT. So I
remember that.
Bought unlimited ride all the rides pass, and came to 1 million classes for CFIT last March. And I can't remember specifically what it was, but there was some explicit, we like the gays here.
I mean, that's the sign. We like the gays here.
I think the song was "We Like the Gays." Yeah, you might have. That was in March, right?
Yeah.
We might have done, we
and
do
then,
it all the time.
And then Pride came up, and
Yeah,
you guys
we
were,
did a Pride month.
did all rainbows all
Yeah.
the time on Pride, and I was like, "Wow, this is awesome! I like this. I can wear my gay things here." So
Yeah.
so, and then I started my new job, but it's got enough flexibility, enough evening meetings and that sort of thing that I can still keep coming to CFIT 2 or 3 times a week. So.
I know and I'm telling you, when we see your name on the list, we're like, oh, okay,
Like, yay, Claire's there.
somebody's gonna be there that has a really good energy that's gonna make us lift our energy if it's not totally there.
Well, and I usually don't sign up until about the night before because I don't know what my work schedule is going to be. So, surprise, I'm here or I'm not. There was one snow day. I'm like, yeah, I think I can make it. Yep. And you're like, no, we had to close. You're the only one. I'm like, okay.
I've done that before. I've done that
Crap.
before to Claire. Claire, you were the only one signed in today. She does ride her bike to almost every class. So if
do.
you don't know who Claire is, but you've seen her come in carrying her bike up 3 flights of steps with her helmet on, that's Claire.
Yeah, if I took my helmet off before, that would be, if I got to keep it on.
You do, I know.
What if I fell?
It's too much in your hands.
It's like,
It's too much going on.
How long? All right, we're moving back here.
All right.
So you work for a nonprofit.
Yes.
How long have you been a Weight Watchers coach?
Since 2018.
Since 2018. You're a life coach.
Yes.
What is a life coach?
So my version of life coach is really working with people to get out of their own way, to identify what it is that they want to achieve, why they haven't gotten there yet. And
Oh my God, help her right now. Help her right now.
And to, come up with a plan to, unpack all of that and get moving forward toward what you want. Or to figure out, are you not there because that's not really what you want? You just think that's what you want.
Right.
There's a lot of, our brains are full of thoughts all of the time. Frequently, they are not helpful or kind. And so trying to sort out, and I say this to my Weight Watcher people who, that I coach, but also my life coach people, that, our hearts beat blood and our lungs breathe air and our brains think thoughts, but they're not always true or helpful or designed to make us happy or healthy or anything like that. So how do we get out of, how do we identify those thoughts that are kind of in our own way? Don't beat ourselves up for them, because that's, I'm very evidence-based. If something doesn't work, don't do that. And beating yourself up doesn't work. It doesn't work in weight loss, and it doesn't work in getting your goals. We think that if we're really mean to ourselves or really hard on ourselves, that'll be a motivator. In general, that is absolutely not true.
Yeah.
Where being mean to ourselves is like a big foot on the brakes, and we're like, okay, it just propels more of those negative thoughts, which don't get you going. So, helping people come up with strategies to identify what they're thinking, which actually doesn't inform what we're feeling. It determines what we're feeling. Our what we're thinking leads to what we feel. What we feel is directly related to what we thought about whatever a situation is. And we take action from our feelings. So if we're feeling awful about ourselves, our actions are to do things that aren't necessarily, moving us toward our goals.
I feel like you're looking at me when you say that, Claire.
You should
Well,
be.
I think it's just the way we're oriented. But
Clara. But that's so true, because I just saw this online, I think yesterday, and I don't know where this man was in the world, but it looked like he was in like a beautiful mountain range, like the Himalayas, like somewhere where they're just a little more connected to the present moment. And he was talking about how we think too much. Like the world just thinks too much. There's too much thought, where you don't have to think about what the weather, you walk outside and you think about the weather, but don't just walk outside and be in the weather. And it was this whole thing of why they're so much happier wasn't the word. I think it was more peaceful. And it's because they're more in the present moment, and they're not trying to determine every thought that they're having, because our mind is not who we are. Our mind is a separate thing, and we listen to it too much.
I think mindfulness is never a bad thing. I think some people confuse mindfulness and meditation with stopping the thought, when really that's impossible. Just like you can't stop your heart from beating blood or your lungs from breathing air, but it's there's a thought, interesting, let me go back to paying attention to something in my physical surroundings. Like how am I feeling? It's like mindfulness always frequently has you focus on your breath or a sound in the room. Or
Right.
I will get, when I work on my mindfulness, I'll get a hot cup of coffee or a hot beverage in a mug, a ceramic mug, and have that in my hands because I can feel that more easily than I can feel air through my nostrils. Or, some of that stuff is just so subtle. And I'm like, I need a little less subtle in my mindfulness, something that's going to focus me and ground me. And my hot coffee for 15 minutes, by the time 15 minutes is up, it's not that hot.
It's not, you're right. So you do
Damn it,
that
I have
every
to go get
day?
more hot coffee. Not every day. I do journal every day.
You do?
I do. And it's, so you guys have on your chalkboard at CFIT, what's your
Goal.
2025 goal? And I wrote, remember to do what works. That down at the bottom right corner.
Okay.
You'll see it. You'll see it there.
I've read that.
And what works for me is journaling every day. Getting my, like my mind does all the crazy stuff that everybody's mind does. I've got no magic bullet to get my mind not to feed me unpleasant thoughts
Yeah.
all the time. But one thing that helps is to write them all down and then catch myself in the middle of the lies that I tell myself about me. And so one thing that works, journal every day. Journal every day. Journal every day. Get exercise. Get outside. Create in as much as I plan and track my food. I plan and track my exercise. But I also have an intention to do that for social interactions. I'm always much happier when I spend time with people. So as much as I like working from home, several days a week, I generally am happier when I go to the office because I get the opportunity to hang out with my coworkers and visit, and we have lunch together and that sort of thing. So giving myself what works, find those social interactions, find nature, find exercise, be mindful of the food that I'm eating because, I have personal goals and I want to keep up with them. So that's remember what works is part of that is journaling. And sometimes that, especially if I am just really not having a good day, I'll try some mindfulness or meditation. I'll just try to focus in and I'll do a guided thing. So if I'm not like, let me focus on somebody else telling me to breathe and picture a mountainside or something. Usually I don't do the, go to nature ones because then I can't picture a stream. I'm like, oh, picture water. Like, oh, do I want a pond? Do I want a lake? What about the ocean?
Claire's
How
very
about
indecisive.
waterfalls? I go, crap. Now I'm behind. Shoot. Is it cold? Is it warm? I don't know.
Oh my God.
Like, crap. So,
But
like,
that's such a good that's such a good thing to say because even someone who has been coaching for so long, you still go through it too.
yeah. And I think everybody in a helping profession should have their team. You guys are part of Team Claire, whether you knew it or not. I have a coach. I have,
Easiest team I've ever been on. Easiest. I hope I'm captain.
Oh, trust me, you're captain. I'm cheerleader.
But that's so true. Like finding your team is a big part of, yes, becoming aware of the decisions that you actually want to make or the ones we talk about it with our intention, like New Year episodes of like, make sure you actually want this goal. Don't just set it because it's something you think you need to be doing or should be doing because you haven't actually hit it yet and you just want to say it until you do it.
Right.
I don't think you really want to do it.
Right. And you have to start with what do you value? What do you want? And so I'm really clear. I want to have a great relationship with my wife and my kids. I want to do meaningful work for money in the world. So my nonprofit self is out there. I want to live a long time and I want to be well. I want a nice well span as well as lifespan. What do I got to do to keep my body and my mind healthy? I'm going to need enough money to be able to finance living a long time. So what do I have to do? I've got, retirement savings, but also I'm going to have to work for a certain amount of time. And I like to work. But I only like to work doing things that I feel are meaningful. So anyway, getting really clear on what your values really are and then, backing up from there. This is my value. So that's kind of the result I want. What am I going to have to do to get there? And how am I going to have to feel? So it's kind of backing up the model that I use of, your results come from your actions and your actions are driven by how you feel. And how you feel is driven by how you think. So if you kind of go all the way back up, what am I going to have to think to get to that? And you can't you just can't affirmation your way to it. You can't just stick affirmations
Say that
around the
again,
house.
Claire.
Affirmations. Oh my God!
Excuse
Let us-
you. You don't even do affirmations.
But I've seen so many. Shut up! I've seen so many people just be like, "I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 months or whatever," and they'll say things, or they'll be like, "How do I do that?" Well, I read this thing that says, "Makes me feel good every day," but that's not enough.
You need action.
You need action behind the affirmation.
So say it again, Claire.
Well, and you can't. So, I say it, and this comes up a lot in Weight Watchers. So first, I'm not stumping for Weight Watchers at all. But one thing I really love about Weight Watchers is that it's very evidence based, and it focuses on food, which is 80% of weight loss, and activity, sleep, which is one that they added not that long ago, and mindset. And mindset's everything. And so when I talk to the Weight Watcher people and I talk to my my coaching clients, it's not like, oh, I need to change my thoughts. Okay, I'll go from I feel like crap to I feel awesome, because your brain isn't going to remember. Your brain isn't going to believe you.
Right.
You can't. It's like pasting a happy face sticker over your empty gas gauge in the car.
Yeah.
Hey, I see, I'm happy. I've got that. And that's kind of what affirmations are. See, I'm happy. It's right there. It doesn't mean you're not going to run out of gas.
Right.
If you don't address the underlying things behind it. So if your thoughts are like, I'm feeling not in a way that's going to get me the result I want, instead of going all the way to an opposite thought, just find a little bit better feeling thought. Find like incremental change, thoughts that your brain can believe. So if somebody is, say they have a weight loss goal, and they come in and they're, they thought they would be down 2 pounds. This is not unusual. I thought I had a great week. I thought I'd be down 2 pounds, and I'm only down 0.8. And I'm only down 0.8.
Yeah.
And this is a bad thing. They make it be bad. I'm like, no. Let us look at that. One, the scale only provides a measurement of gravity today. There's a lot of factors that go into it. And you can take that only down 8.8 to, I had a loss this week. I had a weight loss this week. I mean, that's a circumstance. The scale is less this week than last.
Right.
And from that, I can say, it's a step on my journey. One thought is, it's a step on my journey. Another thought is, damn it, I thought I'd have lost more.
Right.
You can have both those thoughts, and one just feels better. So when I journal, when I encourage people to journal, they write down those, damn, I thought I'd be down 2 pounds this week. Okay, let's look at that. That is just a thought. That's a thought. What's a better feeling thought? I did make progress toward my goal. That is also true. Your brain can believe that, and it feels better.
Right.
It gives you some ease, and from that place of ease, you can make better choices. Your actions will flow better. So that's kind of, self-coaching, but also the coaching model that helps people.
We all did Weight Watchers. My mom, my aunt, Victoria, and I. And the thing that helped me the most was going to the meetings afterwards. When people would just go and weigh in and leave, that didn't work well enough for me. I had to stay for the meetings. That was something about the accountability part of somebody else weighing me, yes, but also staying for the extra hour. Even if it's something I thought I already knew about, I really didn't. Because if I did, I wouldn't need to be there, right? I remember also taking off every single bit of clothing, ring, sock, like everything.
Fingernail clippers, clip your nails. Just
Nail
a
polish
little,
remover.
Maybe, trim your split ends.
And I would
Anything.
go the same time every week. Like that, I was like, it's 6 o'clock on a Monday. I was in New York when I did this, and it was same time every week. Basically, wear a bathing suit, stay for the meeting.
Well, that's part of routine, but it's also circling back to what you said in the beginning about having the community aspect of it. So even if the meeting is something that you think you already know about, the fact that somebody else also feels the same way is such a big comforting thing to know that, like, I'm actually not alone in this because they haven't figured it out either, or they did figure it out, and that helps me. There's so much to the community part of it.
And that is huge. And all of that plus sometimes when you're in a position to help someone else, let me share, that helps someone else, it makes us feel good.
Oh, yeah.
And from that feeling good, we can like, oh yeah, I can do better. I don't want to be that person in the meeting who dispenses advice or gives my great tips or shares my great recipe and then comes in and has a, I want to stay more compliant on the plan because I know it works when I am. I think the biggest challenge that we all face is that it's without, and part of the secret sauce of Weight Watchers and coaching and all of that is planning and tracking. Just know this is where I'm going to go. I have a plan. One thing that makes humans different than Pepper and the other, our
Don't know
other,
where she went.
is that humans can imagine the future and make a plan. And if we plan for how we're going to do that, and it could be pre-track your food or could be plan your workouts or whatever, and then have some accountability to yourself or to others through tracking. You say, did I follow my plan? Yes or no? Okay. And what results did I get? Good, neutral, bad? Okay, let me adjust my plan. But if you're not planning and tracking, it's much harder to make the progress you want. It's harder to measure, and then it's, weeks, months can go by without noticeable change if you're not doing those things to plan and track.
Or even change can happen, but you're not noticing the right parts of it, right? Just like what you said before of how you look at, it's kind of a glass full or glass empty thought process, right? I'm upset about 2 pounds. I'm not noticing that 0.8 is pretty darn good for 1 week, right? So it's just I like that, the good, the neutral, the bad, like deciding, becoming aware of the part of the process is a huge factor to move to the next step.
Yep.
But there is a piece of positivity, or what did you say? A better thought,
A better feeling thought.
a better feeling thought. I love
Equally
that.
believable, better feeling thought.
I love that because then it's not like, well, I'm not being positive. Like, there's so much negativity with over positivity that we can do to ourselves. So you're way more science-based in the thought process of it all.
Well, and that I tend to be rather cerebral, which could also be my I don't, this downfall is a little strong, but it could also be my biggest Achilles heel is because I intellectualize when really sometimes I just need to check in with my feelings and know, how am I feeling? And I don't feel great. Why don't I feel great? It was funny. So the day when you noticed me not feeling well at CFIT, when I had a migraine, the day before I was super emotional and very sad, not with any real reason. I deal with persistent depressive disorder in general, so my general is kind of neutral anyway, but I was feeling really bad. The next day I had a migraine, and then looking back, there's a thing called a prodrome migraine. It's kind of a precursor to a migraine that includes a lot of moodiness and a lot of sadness. Why did I start telling you this story? Oh, I know.
That was great. Oh my God, Claire, that was me.
She's just like us.
So I try to intellectualize. I'm busy doing all my journaling,
Right.
and all of my stuff. Why do I feel so sad? Blah, blah, blah. And it turned out I was just sad because
You were just sad.
it was just a physiological thing in that day. Nothing. I mean, it was a Monday, and I had a meeting I wasn't looking for. There's just Mondays can suck, but
Yeah.
there wasn't anything especially wrong that day. I was just feeling sad, but I really wanted to find the reason why I was feeling sad. And there wasn't, in hindsight, I was just feeling sad. It's okay to just like, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now, and allow that. And then if you allow it, it can move through a lot faster. So I'm much more prone to wanting to think the shit out of something. Can I say shit?
Yeah, you can.
Explicit.
Yeah, of course you can.
Censor alert.
Yeah. I love
You-
it, Claire.
You might want your children to go to another room for this portion of the podcast.
I'll make sure we put the little Claire with an E next to it.
So anyway, that's it's all everything in balance, and I'm much more likely to be super intellectual about stuff, and my work is to be more tuned into how I'm feeling as well. Both and.
Well, I would have to say, Claire, I'm the complete opposite of you. I am so not cerebral in thinking of how I feel it, and I don't think about where it came from, where it's going, what I need to do. I am like so emotional. even though we joke about me being non-emotional, it's because I'm so emotional that
You act off of emotion, not
right.
thought through process.
I do the exact opposite of what you do. Like you think it through and you're like, maybe I shouldn't. This is what I'm getting, that you, before you speak, you are going to think about it first.
That is, I think I've cultivated that skill. Frankly, I think it helps me more to let me take a beat and think about this before I jump in with something that's going to, in the end, not be helpful. You know, I think
What's that like?
you know, with my now adult kids, you know, the relationship I wanted to have with them when they were, you know, I'm an old mom. My older son was born when I was 38, so I started later than a lot of parenting. If I had started younger, I'm sure I'd have been a worse parent. But even at in my 40s as a parent, I would still be quick to react, and then I would see the result that was having on my relationship with my sons, and it wasn't awesome. And then I got a little bit more evolved and went, wait. If the relationship I want to have with my kids is that they trust me and they come to me and they want to talk to me after they're grown up and all of that, I need to create an opportunity or a space for them to feel like they can come to me, even if it's not good news, even if it's hard stuff. So don't, you know, it's really hard not to get hooked by that. But I think my kids, excuse me, I think my kids gave me the skill set to try to figure out what was going on with them before I react to their behavior. Like, why did they do that? What, like, and it frankly, it works with everybody. So if I know,
How about
that? I'm like, oh, I'm getting this feedback at work from, you know, I've had many jobs, so I won't refer to any specific job. Let's say a supervisor has some concerns about my performance at work, for example, and I look at it and I think, I thought that was actually I did a pretty good job on that one. Look at what might be going on for them, and I can go, oh, I see. They're feeling anxious about this, or they're feeling stressed out about money, or, you know, because I report to the directors. I was a director of an organization once, and it's not very fun, so I have a lot of empathy for being very happy I don't have to raise all the money and have, you know, payroll depend on me. That's very stressful. I don't like that. But I have that empathy for them to go, okay, I can kind of see why they might be feeling the way they're feeling, and it's coming out. Their feelings are driving their actions toward me. All right, so I don't really want to, it's not going to help me to argue in this situation, so I can come up with either a better response or give it some time or whatever. And I have regret sometimes. I like, not very long ago, I argued with a supervisor in a staff meeting, and I wasn't going to win, and I couldn't let it go. And I'm like, it might have been the same day. I think it was my migraine day.
Poor Claire, she was having a day.
It was a bad day. I went to work, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, stop.
Yeah.
And some part of my brain is saying, shut up,
Well,
Claire.
you were already having a bad day.
I was.
Yeah.
So like, don't push me around. But it was.
But that seems very hard to do. Like, you have to be very self-aware to be like, somebody has concerns about me. What are they going through?
How about that?
I don't have that, Claire. I'm going to just tell you this right now.
What a process.
I don't have it.
It is a skill that could be developed. I not that you have to work on that,
Claire.
Yes, she does. Stop it. How dare you?
No, but it's true, though. I mean, it's a practice, really.
Yeah.
And that's really hard.
I don't like how you're agreeing to understand.
Oh, I understand. But and what we said that day, was that before your meeting?
Yeah.
Something that you said to me, you said not everybody can be happy all the time. Because I was like, what's the matter? You don't seem like yourself. And she's like, I have a migraine, blah, blah. And you said something like, not everybody can be happy all the time. It's impossible. And it's not normal. It's not normal. You're going to have those ups and downs. But your down was also not a normal down. It was just like, oh, something's off with Claire.
That was
You know
like
what
my
I mean?
good day.
That was like our good day. And Claire, we were like, what's wrong with Claire? Because you're always at such a good energy. But it's impossible to be happy all the time. But you seem very aware of it, and like just saying you need to move through it and let it happen. That's hard.
So the migraines it has been an interesting analogy for other, like, so I mentioned I have persistent depressive disorder, and sometimes I get really annoyed that I should feel better. Everything is fine. There's nothing wrong. I've got a job. My family's fine. Nobody's sick. I've got all of these reasons why I should be happy, and I don't feel happy, and I get mad about that. But then I realized I don't get, when I have a migraine, it is just a migraine, and I know what I need to do to try to treat it, and sometimes it's bad, and I have to go to bed and turn out the lights and do all of that. I don't make it mean anything about me. Having a migraine, I don't make it mean anything about me other than sometimes I get migraines.
Right.
So I can do the same when I'm paying attention. I can do the same with persistent depressive disorder. It's just a thing. And do you guys know about persistent
No,
depressive?
tell me about
It's
it.
also called dysthymia. It's 2 or more years of having kind of a non-enjoyment of life. Things you used to like, you don't like anymore. Hard to be excited or enthused. So my normal is kind of low.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is. I wish I felt happier more of the time. And
This is
maybe
news to
I
me.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because when I go out in the world, I don't try to be a sad sack. I mean, some people kind of compare it to Eeyore. I hate that. Eeyore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't want to be Eeyore. I don't want
Yeah.
to come across as Eeyore. I don't want, it's just, it's kind of how I'm drawn right now. Doesn't mean I won't have more buoyance later.
Right.
And I'll continue to do those things. Remember to do what works. I know I feel worse if I don't exercise, if I don't eat well, if I don't interact with people, if I don't go outside, I do much worse. So I do all of those things to make me as happy and buoyant as I can be given my current status as a human in the world. So, like migraines, I don't make it mean anything other than it's a thing that happens to me. And sometimes I feel worse than other times. And sometimes I feel better. I won't say I don't ever feel buoyant, but not a lot. So.
And then there are
okay.
times when you have a migraine and you get called out for them by me. And I say, what's wrong with you, Claire? Why aren't you smiling, Claire? And then I learn, and I'm sorry.
I think in that class. So when,
that is me in a nutshell. What's wrong with you, Claire? Well, Carly, let me tell you.
This is an aside, during the pandemic, I had trouble with my contacts, and I just couldn't get my prescription worked out, and I couldn't get ones I like, so I've just committed to wearing glasses. And I'm nearsighted, so when I'm at work, I don't need them. But when I go to CFIT, I wear them so I can see what you guys are doing. But if I have to do a lot of, bend over or do skaters and touch the floor, my glasses will come off. So on that particular day, my face was sweaty, I stopped to take my glasses off, and you said something like, I know that trick, Claire. And I'm like, I'm just taking my glasses off.
How bad do you feel?
So bad.
No, it's okay, because, sometimes I do stop and take a drink of water when I'm not thirsty because I need a breath.
I know, but Victoria's always like, stop calling people out. You have no idea what they're going through. And that's exactly why, because I was like, really? You're stopping, Claire? Take your glasses off? We all know that trick. And you're like dying inside.
There have been times when I have been about to pass out in that class, but I keep going because I'm like, I'm not walking out. I've got to keep going. I don't want to pass out. If I passed out on the floor, I guess that would give me a pass, but
I don't think so.
Not for Carly.
I don't think
Get up!
so.
Get up! What are you doing?
Claire, we know that
You're
trick.
now a trip and fall hazard.
We know that trick, Claire. Get up.
If it were my class, we would dance around you and try to make you elevate. And Carly would just be like, everyone point at Claire.
Well, this is another aside. We call Claire Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen because she comes in with a backwards hat sometimes, and she looks just like the Olsen twins.
It
Both
takes
of
two.
them. It takes two.
A 61-year-old Olsen twin.
That we had to make her look
Yes.
up because she didn't know who it was.
At first, it was funny. It's like, do I look like, like back to my, do I look stupid? Do I look funny?
No.
Like, hey, no, wait. Hey, I don't think anybody's ever given me a nickname before. This is awesome.
We gave you two, Mary Kate and
Mary
Ashley.
Kate and Ashley. That's me. I wear my hat.
Double the fun.
So when you did the TV shows theme, maybe I'll have my hat on. They'll do Full House. Although
Next time I will.
I never watched that show, so I don't actually know the full. I mean,
You should.
it was
Claire.
on after
It's
I
gold.
was a kid,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
old enough that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is I'm too old for that show.
No, you're never too old for Full House, and you're never too old for Mary Kate and Ashley.
Clearly, I had to look them up. I found the film where
You should watch It Takes Two. It's a
where
really good movie.
One of them was wearing a hat backwards. I don't know which one.
We don't either. That's why we call you both.
I used to.
I think we used to, yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of in awe of your hard work. Because what you're describing is not an easy thing to do on the daily with what you sometimes deal with mentally. And you make those choices to get up, to get out, to do the list of things that you know that work, which I love that. Do what works. I'm going to use that. And yeah, we, at the same time as we're like, Claire is like the happiest person and we love Claire and everything, that doesn't mean you're not allowed to not
bad days.
be happy.
Yeah.
It's just, I give you a lot of credit. I give you a lot of credit.
Thanks. Well, in my usual day, I'm not having bad days. I'm having flat days.
Yeah.
And going to CFIT classes helps. So I always feel better when I
That's awesome.
work out.
This is the
And
other thing.
you guys are fun. And so I give you guys a lot of credit. Like, somebody just tell me about CFIT. I'm like, well, there's two sisters, and it's like going to imagine you're gonna audition for the big show, and it's the choreography. You're being taught the choreography for your audition. I did that in my head once. It's like, hey, I know I'm gonna audition for the big show, and here's the steps, and do the, and so it made it funner.
I love that.
Like, then I could pretend. But you guys also are kind of a little bit like a stand-up routine, so you're.
Well, we know that. We're aware of that.
And I have.
Can you bring tomatoes?
I have siblings, and we have a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
And so watching you two be siblings having fun together it's good. It's fun.
Well, that makes us feel better
Yeah.
because if you're having a flat day and we can elevate your flat day, that is what
That's the point.
makes us
That's why.
happy.
And me getting to class in the mornings is way easier than me getting to class at the end of the day, both schedule wise and also just, I can't even. Sometimes by the end of the day, I'm just like, I cannot even. And if I've worked out in the morning, then great. If you see me in twice in a day, I'm really working on feeling better.
Yes,
So
you came on a Wednesday morning and I was like, Claire's back on Wednesday night. This is great. I remember that.
But that,
like,
like,
this
good
is-
for you, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's, it's hard. I know that
But
it's hard.
She knows what works, and that works for her.
Right.
She knows she needed to feel better. She came back. I mean, we're very honored that that's what you picked, that we are what you picked, because we don't always feel that way. So you guys make us feel like we don't always want to come back. We don't have a choice. There was one class, I'm not going to bring up the reason, but there was one class that everybody was down. We were down. We know you were down. Everybody was down. But teaching that class, we didn't want to teach. Nobody
Is
wanted
this
to
in November?
come. It was. And afterwards, we all felt better.
We did.
We all felt better. And that's part of being part of a community
I
that
was just going to say that.
supports instead of is in it for yourself. There are a lot of gyms that's what they thrive off of, and that's cool. Ours is like we're trying to help each other get through the day.
Yeah.
And that was a tough one because we didn't want to be there either. But you guys made it worth it for us to be like, okay, now I feel better.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
And we together we'll persevere better than staying home and eating Ben and Jerry's and.
Well, that
watching
sounds
the
really good
news.
too, though, Claire.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Wednesday night, my wife goes to. She's part of a choir.
Oh, nice.
Choir, and so hey, I'm home alone. And then and I'm tired after a long day, and my kitchen and refrigerator and freezer full of yummy items is right there. So I'm going to be much better if I go occupy myself. I could go to CFIT. I can start going to the library on Wednesday nights to remember what works. Don't leave myself in situations where I only have to rely on willpower if I'm depleted. How can I do that? How can I give
Brilliant.
myself structure to do things that I want? I joined a mandolin orchestra. I've
Oh
been
my
working
God,
on
Claire.
playing mandolin for a few years, and I'd kind of stagnated. I have a great mandolin instructor. She's in a band. She's awesome. I love her. Hi, Rachel. And I said, Rachel, I'm kind of stuck. What do I need to do? She said, you need to find other people to play with. You're not going to get better until you and I think she meant go find people to jam with, but
Yeah.
jam, I'm a little too stiff for jamming. It's like me going to CFIT. You want me to spin now in circle? Oh no, here's freestyle dance item. Oh shit. I shall look stiff and awkward. Okay, good. That
Good.
moment has passed. Thank
You
heavens.
and everybody else. So we're all.
But I found the Munier mandolin and guitar orchestra here in the Philadelphia area. And I started rehearsing with them on Mondays, and we play gigs, and that's why I can't come on Monday nights.
Claire, I want to come see you play.
We'll have a concert in May and at St. Philomena's just down the way.
Oh my gosh!
I'll
So you
invite
keep yourself busy.
Well,
Is that a way that?
I keep myself busy doing things that are in service of my values. So learning an instrument is something I wanted to do. It also helps with my long-term brain health plan. You know, if I want to keep my marbles, I'm going to keep my body in good shape. If I want to keep my marbles also, then what can I do now to make sure that I'm setting myself up for good brain health? And learning new stuff, challenging your brain to create new synapses, synaptic pathways is great practice. And so if I can get good with mandolin, that's fun. Music does something for you. Playing in community there's a lot of benefit to that. So what can I do that absorbs me and gives me that benefit? Going to the library, it's not like I'm just wandering around. I accidentally started a genealogy project.
Of course you did. Of course you
I
did.
did not mean to, but then I've discovered this crazy relative of mine that the story about him is not true, and I am here to set the record straight. I'm going to tell the world about Ezra Baker Jr. because he got a bad rap, and I've discovered, well, some of it he might have deserved, but
Oh my God, Claire.
yeah. So I go to the library, and they've got great research tools that you can't get at home. Like, it's free. Like, what? At least
Yeah.
for now. Until somebody takes away all of our libraries.
Libraries. Oh, Claire just sank down. Oh, Claire.
It's okay. We're okay. It'll be okay. I can find a better feeling thought. It's okay.
Look,
nobody
do
can
what
take
you
away
know.
the internet.
Do what you know. What works.
So anyway, that's and if it's fun and absorbing, it's good for me. Nothing bad happens. I'm producing. I'm being constructive. I'm not. It's great. So find stuff to do.
I want to be you when I grow up.
I know.
I want to
still
be
time.
Claire. I want to be Claire, and we're also going to play a
that
game.
We're going to play a game.
Okay, I'm ready. I love games.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to ask you, circling back, would your lesbian running group allow me to join?
No,
Absolutely.
Claire, you answered wrong.
No. Except it's Saturday morning, and you don't have something to do.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Saturday
we
mornings?
teach Saturday
No,
morning.
no, you can have her.
Is that why you don't come to class, Claire? Because
That
you're
is-
running?
That is, I'm either running with Les Run or I'm across the hall doing a Weight Watcher class because I'm subbing for.
I really like the name of your running group, and
That's
I feel like it would be really fun. I might take off one Saturday
It
and
is
join
really
you.
fun, and there's no judgment. Anybody who wants to show up can. One time we had a whole group of Japanese tourists who found it on
Shut up.
on Meetup, and I don't think they knew what they were doing. We're like, "Hey, great to see you! Not English speakers? Come on, we're gonna run 3 miles." It was kind of hilarious.
I'm in. I'm joining for a day. You might see me show up one Saturday morning.
Okay, Lloyd Hall,
All right.
8 a.m. every
Okay.
Saturday, rain
All
or
right.
shine.
Done. I'm taking off one Saturday.
The only time we don't meet is if it's dangerous on the course, like icy or something.
Yeah.
But it's been around 10 years. Cece Tejas, she's a founder. She keeps it going. She's awesome. So
Les run.
Les Run.
Let's do it. All right, this game, it's called the Claire Bear Stare. All right?
All right,
Claire Bear Stare, this is rapid fire.
I'm ready.
You have to pick.
I actually think she is ready.
You have to pick as fast as you can. I know you like to think. Don't think about it.
Okay.
Mountains or beach?
Mountains.
Going out, staying home?
Staying home.
Podcast or reading a book?
Podcast.
Drama or comedy?
Comedy.
Christmas, Halloween?
Halloween.
Oh, that was too slow. Long run, long walk.
Long walk.
Les Run doesn't like that.
Oh, Les run does not.
Be that as it may.
Not intimidated.
No, she's not. She's got the stare. She's got the
what
Claire
do
Bear
I
stare.
prefer? Running's good for me. Walking is funner.
No, rapid fire, Claire.
Ready.
Snowy day, beach day.
Snowy day.
Coffee, tea.
Oh.
Yep. I know.
Both.
You're drinking tea right now.
But I had coffee earlier.
Oh, okay. Pop music, pop music, folk music.
Pop.
NSYNC specifically?
No.
Oh. Who specifically?
I like Pink.
Okay.
She's my fave.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Yoga or kickboxing? Rapid fire.
Kickboxing.
Oh God.
That was I have a black belt in Taekwondo. I've never
What?
told you guys that.
Claire, are you kidding me?
I know. I almost I hesitate to tell you now because your expectations now will go up for my sidekick in my kickbox.
My kids take Taekwondo. Gosh darn it, Claire.
I can kick their butts.
I'm sure you could. That little one's a piece of work, though.
Can you kick hers?
All right, movies in the theater or movies at home?
Oh, theater,
Cats, dogs.
dogs,
Vacation abroad, staycation at home.
abroad.
Sweet, salty.
Yes.
I have dogs, cats again. I clearly didn't like your answer
Dogs.
the first.
Dogs.
Okay.
Still dogs. I like cats, but dogs.
Carly or Victoria?
Yes.
Claire, you won!
Yay!
Claire, you really do wear so many hats.
I do.
Oh my gosh, we need another day to talk to you.
And wait, she has a podcast. What's your podcast called?
Practical change for midlife lesbians.
What?
I know.
Practical change for midlife
Yeah,
lesbians.
My coaching business is practicalchangecoaching.com. So
We're
you
gonna
can go
put that
there.
on the. Well, we'll put it on the. We'll link it to the.
And I've got TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Mostly I'm active on TikTok, but not
Shut
that
up.
active. Yes, I know.
Do you do? We have to do a TikTok with you,
You're so cool.
Okay. I am so cool.
Claire.
No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, my TikTok, it's funny because the stuff that really picks up traction is stories about being an old lesbian. I remember back in the day, we had gay bars, lesbian bars. Like, what? That's a thing? Yeah, lesbian bars used to be a thing. And, you used to meet people in person. And sometimes there'd be personal ads in the newspaper, but there was no internet, so I had to meet people. It's like my old lesbian stories seem to catch
'Cause they don't
traction.
get it
and, like,
now.
Hey, let me tell you some coachy stuff. Nobody cares. It's fine.
I'm tuning in so hard.
Yeah,
so
same.
hard.
So hard, Claire. God, she's gonna say something else next week that she does, and we're gonna be floored.
Save
Yeah,
it.
we
This
did
is
it,
great.
and my kids are way more interesting than me. The circus artist, like, oh my God, my son is a circus artist. That's amazing. My other son is amazing too. He's just very private, so I can't tell you anything about him. He's a secret.
Love it. But Scott, he's in the circus.
He is. He goes to the National Circus School of Canada, École Nationale de Cirque.
And Claire will go up to Canada to go see her son on a Friday and come back Saturday.
Sunday.
Like, Sunday.
Yeah.
She's crazy. She'll drive up to Canada in a weekend just because she's like, I want to go see my son perform in his circus.
A couple of times we've gone up. I've driven up and back nonstop to get him home in time for Thanksgiving weekend. So Canadian Thanksgiving is in October, and he loves United States Thanksgiving, but he doesn't have any time off for that. So he'll take. This year we went up. I drove up on Friday morning, grabbed him Friday after. Oh no, I drove up on Thanksgiving Day. Thursday, grabbed him, got him home for Friday, and we just postponed Thanksgiving a day so he could be home.
Because you could be home.
For the fest.
We're
We're all vegetarians, so there's,
Oh my God, and you're a vegetarian?
I am.
Oh my God,
And
Victoria.
I have celiac disease, so I
What?
can't. I know. I'm just like, peel me back like an onion. So much.
Let's do it. I love it. I will never get over this. It's all because of a migraine.
It is. It all is.
So that migraine.
And my choosing to share that with you, because I
Right.
could have just left.
You could have just left. But you could have just.
But Carly likes to pry.
No, and I did feel like I know
It's
that
okay.
it can be like, I stand in front of the Weight Watcher room, and sometimes people are not giving you any energy back, and it's really, really hard. And so I
You get
have
it.
empathy
Yeah.
for you all. If you've got a class, it's just not either very big or very energetic. So
Right.
So anyway,
Well, I appreciate that. And thank you for letting me pry into your life and be like, Claire, save it. We need to talk about this with microphones.
yeah, I have a real problem talking about myself. Clearly.
We share that.
She just winked and it was so cool. Oh my God, that's the coolest wink I've ever seen.
Claire, we're hanging out.
All
I
right.
got to hang out
All
with
right.
you.
We're probably out of time, right? I've made your podcast be way too long.
This is the
You're gonna
best
have
day
to
of our
edit-
lives.
You're gonna have to edit out so much stuff.
No, what I said to you in person was real. Everybody, and you said the same thing. If you're a seafitter, you will now get to know who Claire is, which is really fun to look around the room and feel like you got to know somebody that you might not have. Thank you. I've been laughing too much. I need a tissue. And to get to know somebody that you would have never have learned about otherwise. And if you're not a seafitter, this is all really important stuff. So, like, really good tips. The whole episode was tips from Claire, basically.
Sweet.
You know, so either way, whether you know Claire in person or not, it's going to be beneficial.
Do what works. So
Yeah.
listen to her because it works.
Remember to do what works, and it might be different for you, but figure out what, and keep trying, get curious, keep iterating, just keep trying things until you find that, oh yeah, I felt better today. What did I do? Okay, let me do that some more.
Yeah.
Just do more of that.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So,
Claire.
Thank you so much for taking time today.
thanks for having me over.
This is great. I can't
Follow
wait.
her on TikTok, Instagram, her
Facebook.
podcast. We'll link her website. And
Follow her bike.
Follow the bike around Springfield and go up to her in class and just be like, Claire, you are cool because you are super cool.
Maybe she'll wink at you too.
No, she saves that for the special occasions. Special occasions only, Claire.
I feel like this is the most appropriate sign off though.
Yeah.
To be like, remember that you're always fit to be real. I feel like you're as real as you can be and super extra
Yeah.
in the best way.
Yeah.
Not even just a little bit extra.
No.
Super.
Super extra, Claire.
Did you see the wink? You didn't see the wink.
I'm on this side of it, so.
Gosh darn it. What is wrong with you?
No, you can't wink. Don't do that. Carly tried. It was
It was a little more subtle.
I did it and a little extra.
yeah, it was creepy. That was a little creepy. You're fit to be real and a little creepy.
Well, you should never wink at your sister. So.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Claire.
Claire, you're the
Thanks for having
best.
me. You're the best.
For legal reasons, we have to tell you that this podcast is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not healthcare professionals. For all of your health, wellness, fitness, and self-care needs, please refer to the medical professional in your life. Your primary care physician, your therapist, a certified coach, whoever it may be. And then let us know what they say because I guarantee we need to know it too. Okay? Okay, bye.